Okay, good evening, everyone. Today we are here to present on our case study, which is on Scotsburn Dairy. So we are Team E, and our team consists of Lina, Rodrigo, Akriti, which is me, Maria, and Vaishnavi. So on to the next slide. So we have executive summary in our presentation. We have case and the solution to the case. Then we'll be discussing our calculations and then we'll be moving on towards the conclusion. So talking about the company is Scotsburn Dairy, which is ice cream and frozen yogurt production plant located in Nova Scotia. So we'll explore about the details of this production plant company. The production process of this dairy has two stages. The first stage is to create the base mix, and then the second stage is to add flavors before the packaging. The plant manager of this dairy has to create the aggregate production plan that optimizes resource allocation, primarily labor and inventory. At the same time, the manager has to minimize the cost, but he should also ensure that the customer demands are met. So, the main objective here is to analyze and create a cost effective production plan while considering certain aspects in mind, such as labor constraint, inventory management, and the cost related to these, as well as the cost of back orders. Now, I'd like to forward this presentation to Rodrigo.
Thank you, Akriti. In our comprehensive production plan, we implemented several key strategies to optimize our operations. The first one was regular and overtime production levels. We meticulously calculated both regular and overtime production levels for each month to ensure that we meet customer demand without overworking our workforce. This allows to maintain a balance between efficiency and cost control. The second was the utilization of temporary workers. We strategically employ temporary workers. This flexible labor approach ensures that we have the necessary workforce during our peak periods. The third one is inventory management. We implement robust inventory management practices to guarantee safety stocks that equal or exceed the forecasted demands. This safeguards against stockouts, ensuring that we can fulfill customer orders promptly and efficiently. The fourth we carefully assess the potential consequences of backorder costs when demand surpasses our production capacity. The fifth and last was the operational principles in action. Our production plan exemplifies the practical application of operational principles in a dynamic production environment. Now, for calculations, I will let my teammate Maria continue.
Okay, thank you, Rodrigo. So first, we are going to have a brief just get from the case. So we start for, that Akriti mentioned is a plant in Nova Scotia. So one of the data, the data that we have here, we compile this one. We compile all these data in a, sorry, we compile all the data in a table that I'm going to explain later. Okay. So for all these calculations, we have to, they give information that indicates. The first one is the types and size of the ice cream. We have the 300 types of size of the ice cream. Then we have two capacity of two large pasteurizing baths. One is 4,400 liters, and the other one is 7,500 liters. One demand unit that is said in the mini case is the 10,000 liters. And we have weeks per month, we have 4.3. So then we have to have an average week spent from changeover for 1. And ineffective weeks per month, that 3.3 weeks. Okay. Then we have to analyze about that the speed of the freezers, that is 10,000 liters per hour, with a production of 1 unit per hour. Also, we have a regular working hours per month that we have only 40 hours that we have to multiply by the effective weeks per month, that is 3.3. That is going to be 132 hours per month. Also, we have to multiply the regular production about this 132 hours per month as a one unit per hour. That is going to be the 132 either. Also, we have a production cost of 78,408 per month. A regular production cost for that we have to divide this amount over 132 about the period, and the cost it will be 594 units. Uh, Also, we have to multiply the same about the overtime hours per month. That in this case, it will be 10 hours that correspond to 33 hours per month. Also, we have operation production about the 30 units per month. We also have an operating production cost of $891 per unit. And also we have to calculate in this case about the hours because we have a double shift that is going to be 40 hours per 2. That is going to 80 hours per 3.3 weeks, effective weeks. Is going to be 264 hours. Also, we have to have in mind that the hiring cost of 32 temporary workers that is going to be 500 hours per 32 is going to be 16,000. And lastly, we have to just keep in mind the hiring cost per unit that is going to be the 16,000 over 132 that the regular production is going to be 121.21 units per month. And also we have to keep just have in mind the initial inventory that we have that is 210 units, and the ending inventory at the list is going to be 170. Also, you have to have a maximum inventory of 715 and an inventory holding cost of $273 per unit per month. With all this data, we have to then do the calculation. So I'm going to pass the word for my partner, Lina.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Can you share the slide, please? I don't know, I can't.
Okay.
Okay, good, thank you. So now to do the calculation to apply the following 12 months in the company to try to certify the total forecast, the demand and a minimum cost, we have the forecast here. This information was given in the test, in the case, sorry. For the output working hours, we have the calculation of the required working hours to achieve the demand. So we will try the idea is that always we try to achieve the demand using the regular hours, this one that we can see here. But sometimes, of course, it's necessary to use the overtime that is in this place. Or sometimes it's necessary more hours than only to use overtime. So in that case, we should hire temporary workers. That is this line. For the regular working hours, basically we for all the months we have that this is 132. Keeping in mind, of course, the information and the explanation that Maria did before. What I mean is keeping in mind the effective working time that we have during the month. For overtime, we should, in this case, we should use in the majority of the month, we use overtime. But the only months that we didn't use was in May, June, And July, because in that 3 months we should hire temporary workers. Basically, this is the information about the working hours. Maria, what happens? Can I cannot see right now the. Okay, now I can. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Now, moving into the output forecast, basically, we add the output, regular hours, the temporary time, and the overtime shift, and subtract for the demand that is the same that the forecast. So with that calculation, we get the output forecast. For the inventory, the output inventory, basically the beginning inventory for January, we had that information for the case. And for the other months, this is the ending inventory of the previous month. For the ending inventory, basically, we add the beginning inventory uh, add with the output forecast. And for the average inventory, we add the beginning inventory with the output and forecast divided by 2. In backlog, in this case, we don't have backlog. Later, moving into the cost, basically, we have 2 types of cost. The first one is the human resources. So this means the regular, temporary, and overtime that we should use to do to complete the production. So here we can see all the prices for each category. I mean, regular, temporary, overtime, and higher layoff. Has here we have the price also for the inventory. And to get the cost, basically is to multiply the regular time or the temporary or overtime per cost. Basically, is that. And for the inventory is the same. Here we have the price for the holding inventory, and we then multiply for the average here for the average of the inventory. So with this, we have the total of the cost per month. And finally, we have the total for the year that in this case, the minimum cost, the aggregate plan for Scottsburg Diary is around 2,254,000 of dollar. Now, I hand over to my colleague Vaishnavi to give the conclusion or recommendation that we have for the case.
Yes. Um, can we go to the okay. So, in conclusion, the aggregate production plan we've developed for Scotsburn Dairy is smart and strategic way to manage their operations. This plan takes into account of the complexities of production, managing workers, and controlling inventory by making sure we produce just the right amount during regular and overtime hours to meet the expected demand and using our workforce efficiently during busy times. We're finding the perfect balance between saving money and always meeting customer needs. So the total cost for this plan comes up to 2.25 million, as stated by my colleague Lena, which shows that it's a cost-effective way for Scotsburn Dairy to run their business efficiently and make a profit. So this is how we've planned the whole project, and I hope Professor you like it and you find it accurate. We are looking forward to your comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.